Get in the cart.
Right at us.
The best in the business, Roger Cleveland.
Can't wait to get back to Chicago and Mistwood.
This is Party of Fore, a Mistwood Golf Club podcast. And welcome into the Party of Fore podcast. I'm Ben Hutchison alongside Mistwood PGA Director of Golf, Andy Michelson.
How does it change every single time for you, the intro?
I'd say it doesn't really change too much.
Like it does. How you doing, everybody?
Well, sometimes it just has to do with the weather, the flow, how the day's going. If people run, sprint in here.
It's starting to get really nice.
Yeah. Oh, man, it is. And, I mean, no better person to join us than also starring Scott Hogan.
How we doing, guys? I've peaked.
You've peaked?
I've peaked.
We do. We have to go back a couple weeks just to make sure we touch on this. The Masters. Scott, you got to go. First timer. Can you sum it up?
Yeah, it's people have asked me how it is, and there's two ways I think about it. One, you'd always say like, "Oh yeah, you got to go," but like everybody knows they have to go, so it lives up to the hype. That's for sure. It's literally like going to Disney World in pretty much every way, and just like how the way it works. That was the thing I took away from it the most. Like, we got underground tunnels, we got long walks, like the park's like way back in the woods, and I got to go ride the tram to get back there. And so it's like a huge property that has a bunch of stuff around it, and then you finally get to the golf course, and it's pretty sweet.
Well, let's talk about the trip in general. I mean,
and I didn't go alone.
Yeah.
I mean,
it'd
it'd be cool if you did too. I wouldn't judge you, but
I will be if I
the trip itself, Andy.
We had Scott, myself, Frank, Matt, Bobby. Matt, Bobby, and Scott were newbies to the scene. It was a pretty chaotic 36 hours for sure. We flew
Frontier,
probably one of the lower rated airlines in the country, to be nice. We flew Frontier. We measured our bags, before we got on, just so we were flying that $130 rate going in, and we got the $130 experience. There's no doubt about it. Pretty rough flight both ways. It felt like as we landed into Atlanta, so there was one gentleman that looked kind of older, like experienced pilot, and then there looked like a guy that was 25 years old sitting next to him. It looked like he just went, "Here you go, kid. Why don't you land the plane if you've never done it before?" And we come in like this the whole way down on a day that's perfect with no wind, and then slam the thing right on the ground. So that was the start of it. So we're all tensed up. And we make our way over, and Wednesday, the par 3 was fun. Sat on the range. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was that range session in the afternoon, Murderer's Row, just all the way down. Par 3 is tough to watch. I think the par 3, hot take, par 3 is overrated for days to go, right? Can't really see much.
Yeah,
There's no very good viewing.
I mean, if you get there early enough, and I guess you hung around 9. Yeah,
9 would be cool.
You would do that. But it was cool to see it one time and see all the, whatever. But, it's just cool to see the whole property. Like, you've seen it so many times, and you see all the things, and now you kind of have like a map of like where everything's at on the property. That's cool to see. It is interesting too what you don't see. The other thing I took away is it's how small of a property it is, like, or how small the holes are together, like compared to when you see them on TV.
Yeah,
like, we all said it. The 10th green looks massive, and when we go there, to the 10th green is not very big.
No, it's just a normal green.
It's a normal green.
Yeah,
and so it's not very big at all. But then you turn around. Yeah, 11th tee is like 150 yards down the way up in the woods, but 15 tees like right there. So they definitely have maxed it out to try to get it to 7,500 yards. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think people realize like 14 green, 15 tee, 18 tee, and 10 green are all within 50 yards of each other.
17 is there.
Yeah,
too.
17 comes right there too. Yeah, it's pretty wild how they all kind of connect. There's multiple spots like that.
So. 7's close too. Yeah, There's a lot of places where the converges 8 T's around there somewhere. Yeah, they all are there. And then randomly you have like the biggest area ever in between 9 and 18.
Yep.
That's just wide open. You know, we were talking about that is like, yeah, that's the only one thing. It's really cool with the phones and everything. Like, it's nice to not have a phone, but at the same time,
how many times you tap your pocket?
Tons.
Yeah, at least like 200 times. Just like, oh shoot, I left it. Oh wait, no.
Or you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look. Oh wait, I can't look that up. Or I got to find out where everybody is. Oh, I can't do that. So
I know you're a first timer. Don't you think that they could bury some of those IBM scoreboards like a little bit back in the trees and not change the experience much and only enhance it?
I thought that was the one thing was like we were sitting on 16 and we were watching people play 15, 16. I think Rory had just gone through.
That's a perfect opportunity for it.
And we, they have the scoreboard on 15 green and, Oberg was on the course. And, and you don't even realize he's on the course. And we said this too, because Frank and Bobby went off and watched and they found Scheffler and there's nobody watching Scheffler because he went off late.
Yeah.
And then everybody doesn't realize he's out yet. And so they were walking around with him and they're right up with him. But yeah, like all of a sudden you see them take a name down completely, take all their scores out. And then all of a sudden they're like, all right, hey, Oberg goes up and he's like 4 under, 3
right,
7.
They're very morning score bias, right? So they want to fill that board and they get it all full.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes, you don't even know the guys on the course, like you're saying. Well, I mean, we have the tee sheet, but like you don't know they're doing anything special until they I think it was Oberg. They slap it up and he's like already 8 holes in and has a good round going. You had no idea.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a bummer. I think they could do better there.
Yeah, that was like the one thing. And that's what we were saying, that area 9 and 18. It's like you could make like a viewing area or something, but
so much open land.
Yeah, it's so whatever that again, it's something you never see on TV. You can just tell they're very cognizant about what makes it on TV.
Yeah,
with where they place cameras and again how they shoot it. Like when we were driving home after the second day, I remember seeing 17 green. Somebody was playing it, and you're like, that's pretty small. And then on TV, it looks huge. You're like, oh, that's a huge green, and it just doesn't look that way when you're there.
Yeah, and all the tiers that I don't know how they shape. Like 6 green's a nightmare. Six green is ridiculous. A nightmare.
Yeah,
nightmare of a green.
Yeah, I don't know where they. I don't know what.
I don't even know where you find 4 pin placements.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking that too because the front right's no good. You can't do anything there.
No.
So yeah, I guess you got.
And that top right's a poor excuse for a spot.
Yeah, that's tiny. Where they had it when we were there was impossible.
Oh,
like
two steps off of hitting somebody's shins
on the left. Yeah, it was, and we were seeing, and the wind was like going off out of the right. So then, if you wanted to do it, you had to like try flirt with being on top of the ridge. And then we saw somebody do that, and then they had to putt it. They're aiming 35 feet right at the hole to hit the putt.
Yeah.
So it is cool to see all that. And the one other thing I took away from the course is. How grainy it is. Everything's mowed into the grain. So when you're hitting into the grain on the fairway. So you don't get much.
Not a short leaf blade either.
And it's a long blade that they roll.
Yes.
So it's like it's hefty. But also like when you have that too, I was talking to somebody about this after that coaches a player, and he said, yeah, because of that, you get really bad lies on chipping.
Yeah,
he's like, you get these weird
kinda
lies.
Sits down
because there's gaps in the leaves. So he's like, you get a lot of, so you can't play high shots. Where if you wanted to, you can't even
because they'll run up the face and they'll just kind of
or they'll just dig it and just leave it at their feet. So a lot of little things that are cool, but it's it lives up to the hype. I'd recommend everybody go.
So, I mean, back to the experience a little bit. So we stayed in the middle of nowhere, South Carolina. You don't want to pay $1,500 for a hotel room right there on the strip. So it's in middle of nowhere, South Carolina. Ate at a very local establishment. Hit up B-Dubs.
I've heard of it.
Yep,
heard of it.
And we were all so tired, we basically all passed out about 9 o'clock. Just good little boys, and woke up at 4 a.m. to go chase some gnomes.
Well, yeah, we had to
So
go
tell the gnome story. How did you get one and Frank didn't get one?
You did get one.
I did get one. Yeah. So I'd never heard of these things. My wife, before we went, obviously you got to do shopping. I made the mistake of telling people that I'm going.
Oh, yeah.
So I had a big order.
Can I stop you real quick?
Yeah.
Scott had actually the coolest list I've ever seen. He had a printout. With, was it from like blogs and stuff that you've?
Yeah, those pictures.
Yeah.
Of each thing and how many, what size, how many. My wife did this.
Super
this is not me.
organized.
I got comments on this from the people in the shop. They're like, "That's the best list." So,
Wow.
and then they're like, "Hey, I'll take it and go look for it because they know what I need." But she had all these things. So she said, "Oh yeah, and get a GNOME." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't know what this is." She's like, "Oh, it's this like thing they have there," and no idea what it is. So I'm thinking, "Oh yeah, I'll just go pick up a GNOME." We get there on Wednesday, and a bunch of people are walking around with them, and then I start hearing about the myth of the GNOME, and then Frank hears about it, and Frank didn't even want one until now. Now he really wants one because it's so hard to get. Mm-hmm. And then we're learning that like if you have the original one, you sell it. They're selling for like $10,000.
So our timeline for getting there went from like, oh, we'll get there at 7:30 to we'll get there at 6:30. Now we'll get there at 5:30.
Yeah, we got there at 5:30 and the gate opens at 7. So we but because we're PGA guys, you got to go get your badge still, which I got that that's a whole different thing.
I mean, can you imagine that? We were staying there for an hour and a half having to make small talk without phones. Isn't that wild?
It
Just
was
wild.
Throwback.
and it was cold.
It was cold.
And we had shorts on. So but go in, going through. So we're all mad because we're there early, but we're going in and they're letting public people keep coming, but we have to get our badge because we have to show our PGA card. So thinking there's no chance I'm getting one of these things. Go in the shop. Frank and Bobby are a couple ahead of me, and then they get in line at the shop, and they probably got in like 2-3 minutes earlier than me. They went to wherever the
I didn't know this part.
Yeah, they were ahead of me. We didn't go in the shop. We didn't go in together.
It's even worse.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
So, they're in, got in fairly quick. We were in by probably 7:15, 7:20 in the shop. And it's like, again, like Walt Disney World, like millions of back and forth lines and all that stuff. We go in and it's just chaos, absolute chaos in this thing. I've never been more overwhelmed shopping in my life, which is not hard to do, but you go in and they apparently went to wherever the gnomes were, and the person in front of them got the last one. So Frank did. He's like, that was the last one, and so Frank's all mad. So, which I would be too, because we got up early for this thing. So I wasn't even looking for him because I just assumed it was gone, and there was a lady going around. People had taken multiples. You're only allowed one. And she's like collecting them back. And then she's trying to hold on to all of them. And she drops one. And I pick it up. And I'm like, oh, can I have this? And she's like, everybody's mauling her to get them. And she's like, take it. Get it away from me. So I'm like, oh, thanks. And so I just go walk. Then I go get a bag. And I start shopping. I run into Frank and Bobby. And they're like, you got one? I'm like, how? And so I got lucky that I ran into this lady that
fell into your lap.
It literally fell into, yeah. So
That's like a Jingle All the Way moment.
it kind of is, yeah.
100%.
That's a good movie.
It is.
That's 100% that clip.
So it's sitting at home. Can't tell you where. It's in the vault. I badly want to take it out of the box, but I'm told I can't. So I don't know.
It's like holiday towels in the bathroom. You can't use them.
It's the first payment on the 529 for Brooks.
Well, it's going to be that. Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, we're just going to, whenever he's going to college, we're going to just catch this.
And this might have been the last year of them.
They say it's the last year.
It's the last year. This one could have some value down the road.
Yeah. And then we did more damage in the shop, which that $1 million an hour that they apparently do.
That's real.
That's real.
So they do let you shop on your own? It's not just hey, this is what I'm hoping to get?
No, they have there's probably 300
dude, have you
people
been
working.
to a Buc-ee's yet?
Yeah.
It's Buc-ee's.
It's insane.
It's Buc-ee's.
So they just have everything up on the wall or like up on these shelves. And then below it is like all the sizes and stuff.
Got it.
And then you just go up there and say, all right, I want number 18 and this size. And, and then they'll say, okay, so you get somebody helping you.
Got it.
But, then they see if they have it
But you're not stalling. You're not going, can I try that on?
Yeah, you sit in the back before you go to the counter.
Yeah, it's like your total soup Nazi moment. Like you're just looking around like 18, 26,
now,
38.
I was worried going in, but you realize there's like 400 people working in the shop.
Oh, yeah.
There's a million people working.
Could you see totally how that happened last year where the girl melts down. They just pull her out and then put somebody new in. They're like, we're going to take her out and we're going to put in a new person. Hi, how can I help?
They could do that everywhere because there's so many people working. That was the other thing. And people want to volunteer and even like in the bathrooms, like the nicest people ever.
There's no way they're doing like free rounds of golf for all those volunteers. I wonder when that like
the yellow
strata
hat. Yellow hat.
Is that what it is?
I asked about it.
Okay.
I want that yellow hat job.
Because I think there's 7,000 volunteers or something, just bananas for this week.
When you get to yellow, they told me if you get the yellow hat level, they come back in 6 weeks and play. They have like an outing for them.
Okay.
So, and then with the other people above that, they do their other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's there's a lot of things that you could find out there. It's pretty sweet.
It's cool. No, Frank was nice enough to bring me back a quarter zip. There's a lot of controversy. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I saw it online. It was, don't wear Masters stuff if you don't go to the Masters. You're a bro if you do that. And I was like, no, if you're a fan of something, I feel like you should be able to wear it and support it.
Is that like putting your own last name on a Cutler jersey or like something like? Is
I wouldn't do
bad?
that. No, that's bad. I wouldn't do that.
I never got anything. I never had people buy me stuff because I did feel that way. Yeah. I said, I want to go get it.
I mean, I would say the Masters logo on a nice piece of clothing is the polo horse of 1995.
The clothes are nice.
Like, it's nice. But it's definitely becoming the bougie status symbol. Like, it kind of says, I was at the Masters or know somebody that bought me this at the Masters. Yeah. It's the new bougie statement for sure.
I'm okay knowing someone because obviously I have tremendously less access and opportunity to go. So I don't want to say this is the closest I'll get is having something, but I'm still going to June 1st try to get in that lottery. We'll see what happens. But
so we know somebody, and I'm not going to say the name. They said they bought a ticket, street value, $6,000 on Friday.
Oh,
would you pay $6,000 for a golf ticket?
No. Well, hard to say because we can go.
Yeah, right.
We can go, but
right. So it changes it a little bit. Like $6,000.
I'm not a huge fan of going to golf tournaments in general.
I would 100% agree with you. The whole Masters, the whole point of the Masters thing is what I just kept repeating was, I want the vibe of the week.
Yeah,
this is going to make me more interested in the week, and I'd let me consume it at home, just watching it.
I will say we got to see Thursday, and the way the course played on Thursday was
awful.
right up my awful.
Well, no, it was chaos.
Right up my alley. That was awesome. Like the third hole is the best hole in the world. That hole is phenomenal, phenomenal golf hole. Okay, they had the pin right in the middle,
almost as silly as 10 at Riviera.
I mean, you had no. This was awesome. I mean, we watched Max Homa hit a wedge from about 65 yards. And this thing hit the green, and it bounced 15 feet forward.
Just spit it.
And then checked up. And I'm like, that's awesome. And then it got soft the rest of the week. And then the other two guys in his group made like triple. They couldn't hit. It took them a combined like 7 chips to hit the green.
So Matt Carter and I were trying to catch that first tee shot on Thursday. We just missed it by about 5 minutes. So we chased Homa's group up the fairway. It was like Ha Tong Lee and Homa. And get up to the first green. These guys are sitting like fine. Fairway, even the bunker, which you should get a lot of spin out of the bunker, out of fairway bunker. They're hitting shots into one. They're hitting like the front of the green and zipping off the back of the green. Like, holy smokes, this is going to be fun today. This is firmer than I've ever seen it. They were talking about that going into the week. I was like, whoa. And then it was kind of chaos all day.
It was awesome. 15 people are flying it in the back water, and it's awesome.
Yeah, if you hit the green, Patrick Reed hits 4 iron into 15, hits the middle of the green, goes in the water.
Takes a bad drop, but not his fault. Not his fault.
Takes a bad drop. I don't want to start any controversy, but the 200 of us there know it didn't go in the water over there where he dropped it.
He dropped it about, 20 feet right of where it went.
A little clear of that tree that overhangs.
And it made it nice. To be fair, now this is controversial because it was his live brethren that came by and said, "Oh, it went in here," because you can't see anything there.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, he's hitting a second shot from 215, and it goes up and over and then down. You can't
Was
see
it
it.
Cam Smith?
No,
Maybe?
it was a DJ.
Oh, that's right.
Which DJ's out to lunch. Who
Yeah.
knows? But he doesn't know. But that ball did not go in the hazard there. And we're all just sitting there looking at each other like, Also learned you can't kneel down in any fashion there.
They'll yell at you.
You can't kneel.
Matt got yelled at.
You might be respectful of people behind you.
There's no contact of grass besides your feet.
So you can't sit on the
No
ground.
kneeling, no sitting on your butt.
So on our 16th hole, we had the lady. She had control or tried.
Oh yeah.
This is which I found out my buddy's dad does this. He works for that company. He volunteers or whatever they do. But and you can do it apparently. You can just sign up and do this, and then you get in all week.
Yeah.
But you just say, hey, I'm not going to go work anymore. So I guess on Sunday there's no security guards because they all say, hey, we're just going to go watch. But anyway, she was trying to control it. So like if there's somebody on the tee or somebody on the green on 16, you're not allowed to stand up. You had to sit down in your chair. So we were leaving, and Matt's trying to pack up the chair. Somebody in the pin was front right. So somebody hits the ball in the water. I can't remember who it was, but it was one of the Hoya guards. And so he gets up, he hits the tee shot, hits in the water. It's a pretty bad shot to do that. And then Hoygaard's dropping on the tee. So he's like, oh, wait. And so he's standing up, but he packed his chair. So then he just bends down, like squats like a catcher. And they come and start yelling at him, like, you can't do that. Get in. And then he has to get in somebody else's chair. Like, they'll get you. They'll get you.
Jeez. Wait,
awesome.
did you guys have chairs?
Yeah, I always say the chair's like the ante to get in. These guys wanted to ship it home, so I ended up shipping home because it wasn't that expensive. But like your chair is $40, and that's like your ante to get in. Like if you leave it, like people leave thousands of chairs. We're talking 5,000-6,000 chairs get left when the tournament's over. They just if they're on 16 for the week, they just leave them.
Yeah, I wanted one for home, but if I go again, I'm just leaving it because the Frontier carry-on fee is $100. So we were heavily debating
To ship
that.
it home with all the other junk though was only like $65, so it wasn't that bad.
No, it was $20 each.
Do you get it once you go in? You go over to a thing and say, "All right, here's my chair for the day." And
Yeah, I mean that's like the main feature item in the shop. But yeah, you can't sit a number of like the feature areas around all the greens. You have to have a chair in order to be there. And the chair, I thought this was a little looser than I've seen in the past. The chair is like eminent domain. Like you could in the past, like people would take their license and put it in the back of the chair to know that's their chair. People would leave stuff on their chair. Like, here's $300 worth of merchandise. I'm just going to leave it on the chair. No one would touch it, ever. We came down. I don't think you were with us initially, but it was like me and Matt. And some dude was sitting in somebody else's chair down there. Like, that's a massive no-no.
Well, if that person was yelling at him, like, hey, don't bend down, get in somebody's chair.
Maybe. But yeah, that's a massive no-no. But what do you think? Do it again next year?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think
Going every year.
it's like an auto.
Going every
It's
year.
already decreed. I'm going every year.
I told my wife, my wife wants to go. I said, well, she better catch up, figure out how to win this lotto.
Yeah, or become a BJ member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
good. Good feeling.
It is. It's really.
It's worth your. Only thing I would.
What do you think the best spot was? Was I right? That
It was a good one.
16 and 15 looking down.
That was a good one. I could see doing something like left of 6, like halfway down where you can see 15, 16, and 6, and then maybe a little bit of 4. Is that? No, something else. But I could see
that.
that.
You don't see him hitting down on 6.
No.
You're only going to see him putt.
I also liked behind 2.
Behind 2.
When you're back up behind 2,
Yes.
you can kind of see a lot. You can see 7.
Why don't they build a massive grandstand there? Like, there's so many holes that come right into there.
Yeah, I like that. It was pretty sweet. So yeah, I personally like to see around the greens more than like drives.
Yeah.
I like to see shots coming in and all that. Did see Rory hit it right on 2 on day 1.
He loved those right trees on 2.
And then
like every day.
he had to punch it out, and then everybody was going and standing in his footprints in the pine straw just to see where he was and what he did. I saw a bunch of people doing that. That was funny, but
You think there's too many people there, or the right amount, or I feel like
I didn't think it
wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just depends. You know, you just got, if you're willing to go off the beaten path, like get away from the big guys.
Yeah.
You could watch somebody's whole round pretty easily, and just, you know, there's a couple points I guess you can't get too close. But
I mean, that 12 seat is really cool. I think it's a little overrated if you ask me, because you can't see anything coming in on 11.
Can't see it coming in on 11, and you can't see anything on 13. That's the other thing, is 13T is really high.
Yeah, you
Never
can't see
realized
anything
that.
on 13.
It's like 100. It looks like it's like 50 feet in the air or more. Yeah. But yeah, I had a hard time seeing on 12 too, because it's like in the shadows. So like
12, yeah,
it's hard to see the shots.
You can't
going
see it
into
land.
12.
Yeah, you can't see them land.
So really cool to see, but yeah, that was yeah. I wouldn't sit there other than just sitting there.
Best food?
Forgot all about the food.
Good question.
Probably the pecan ice cream sandwich, right?
That peach ice cream.
Oh, peach.
I did like
Had
that.
little bits of pecan in it, though.
It was, yeah, I like that. I like just vanilla ice cream, so it wasn't too overpowering. 2 sugar cookies, sandwiched with ice cream. I mean, that's tough. Here's the one problem. It's not a problem at all, but they're so dialed. You go to the concession stand, and they are rifling you through. Okay, they got it dialed. And you're going through, and you're like, oh, sandwich is $1.50. Like, all right, well, I have to get 2 of those, even though I'm not hungry. And then, all right, going to have a drink. Let's get the drink and get my cool cup.
What was your beer? Was it Crow's Nest?
I did the Crow's Nest, a few of those.
Okay.
You know, and then I had to get some of the clear cups too. So that was the domestic one. But, you got a collection now. We have to have cups for home. So, yeah, you do that. And then I think the Masters Club, that was $3 though. So I don't know, but that was pretty good. I would recommend that. That was a delightful treat.
I'll just put it this way. I had so many egg salads that I gave my last one away to the guy who was sitting next to me on 16. I was like, I'm just tapped out for the week. I think I was 7 deep on it. I mean, that's all I ate. I had egg salad and B-dubs for 2 days. So, I mean, the days after that were interesting, but, you know.
That's why the flight home was rough on Frontier.
That and our airplane was made in 1985.
Oh, I'm not afraid to fly. And when we got up to the top, I even paid for the exit row upgrade, you know, because I heard rumors of how small the seats are. Don't do it, because then when your row is empty, you can't flip the things up.
I mean, Scott starts reading the manual. This thing's definitely going down, so he's got to be like, all right, what's my steps to open the exit door?
Well, I'm not scared to fly. We got to the top, and the noises weren't going away. I'm like, this is literally... This is it. Like this,
every time there's a change of direction too,
you could feel
the plane would jar, and you're like grabbing your armrest like this.
You could feel all the mechanics that would make the plane turn.
Oh yeah,
it was. Oh man,
probably worth the extra.
If you've seen
$50-$80 that we should have spent on Delta.
If you've seen Major League, where they get,
my God,
that's exactly what it was like. It was exactly that when they get their new plane.
100%.
How'd that work out for Frank on the airplane?
I mean, it's a
leg room.
The experience is definitely a one and done.
Frank determined pretty early this wasn't for him.
Yeah.
He got somebody spilled food on him too.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
And then on the way home, all right, fine. We'll just keep going in this route.
Yeah.
On the way home, so they had canceled the flight to O'Hare, so they were trying to get people were trying to get on our flight to come back to Midway because they just canceled an O'Hare flight, and I'm pretty sure they didn't have tickets.
It was weird, yeah.
Like the plane was filling, nothing happened for 10 minutes, and then randomly these people that were complaining found their way onto the plane. There's no way, being in an Atlanta airport, that they could have gotten back to the ticketing agent. That would be an hour and a half.
Yeah.
To go from that gate back to ticketing and back. I'm pretty sure we had about 6 to 10 passengers that probably didn't have a ticket. I don't want to be throwing that out there too much, but it was.
Wow.
It was.
They weren't on the flight manifest, is what you were saying.
Yeah, I think it was the flying gods getting me back for complaining about Southwest lately, for sure.
Yeah. With all that said, it did add to the experience. The frontier part.
Stories forever. Yeah, stories forever, for sure.
My question was, can you go any day, or how's that work for you guys?
Yes. So, I mean, I sat next to a guy in 16. It was really cool. He goes, I got a job here in a nice club in Charlotte. And he goes, I literally just put every single week, I'm gone from Monday to Sunday. And he goes, I come in here at 7:30 every day. I put my chair here. Sometimes I'll stand. Sometimes I'll leave and come back. But he goes, I'm just here all 7 days to just soak it in and just sit. So I think there's guys that do that take the longer route.
It's a good reset of just like, hey, no phone, no. I mean, you're there.
Yeah.
You're just there.
You're immersed.
Yeah. Even if you're not paying too much attention to the golf, like, you're just sitting around. And there's areas to do that too. You could just sit around and not be near the golf at all.
Yeah.
So
It really doesn't sound like golf is the thing for you guys at the Masters.
You don't see a whole lot of great shots. You're there. You see, if you're sitting in the right spot, you'll see like at least the whole playing of a hole.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean that's kind of how every golf tournament.
Yeah.
is.
I was gonna say golf's hard to watch.
it's hard to be where you want to be. Like it's hard to. If you see like really great things, you got kind of lucky to see it in person. So
Some of the stuff is like, for us, like nerding out, like watching the guys on the range, watching John Rahm like hit drivers for an hour and a half, and you're like, okay, he's striping every single one, and then he comes out and shoots 78. Like there must have been something there that they were trying to work on that whole day on Wednesday, which we weren't seeing, but they were.
that was another complaint from the nerd side is like when you're on the Masters app and the website and you go on the range, it's so good. And then you're there and you get none of that.
They could do that.
They should.
They could do a screen on the right side and it wouldn't take away from that.
Just give us the experience you got at home.
Right.
Like
It is.
here.
It is kind of scary how much better the home experience has become first there.
It's just a wild club too, because like that whole tournament area does not get used other than the tournament and then like one other week, and it's like so all this stuff sits around. I do want to like they could do tours of like the whole property and like what's this building, what's that building, like at the back of the range there's some massive building with huge glass windows. It's like what is that? I don't know.
It's not. Yeah, we're like, is it a fitness center? Because like, what did they? There's the ballroom.
Yeah, it looked like maybe an event thing or something, but like they wouldn't do events there, right? I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know. I do want to see the player services thing that everybody's talking about. Apparently, it's like Iron Man's lair.
Yeah, like somebody mildly complained that they didn't have like the right exercise like level or something like or whatever, and like
now they built a
this
whole new
crazy thing.
Now you park underground. You take like an elevator up, and there's like 100. There's all locker room, and then there's 100 different like massage table things and all that, and then a gym, and so apparently they have money there. They can
in
do
a
that.
fairly just regular town. It's a kind of an unimpressive.
First impression was we saw John Daly.
You did.
Yeah.
John Daly was out hawking autographs right outside.
Was he at B-Dubs?
It's Big Dog Barbecue, I think it was called.
I don't know. And they had a huge poster of him just smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. Just hammering
autographs right outside the front gate.
Yep.
Like across the street.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for sharing that, guys. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I can live through you guys a little bit, but we could probably finish up the show pretty soon. That went really well.
The little recap was 35 minutes.
No, that went well. We could say that this portion of the program is brought to you by Ben's in the Bunker, one of Mistwood's premier segments.
How dare you?
But
How dare you?
I had to have a little something there. We do need to talk about some summer clinics coming up because we want our viewers, our fans, they got to make a trip from Germany to get here for it. You never know. Yep. You have some chipping short game clinics coming up. I know the couple of them are booked, but
just did one yesterday. Changed some lives, right?
Nice. It's always the goal.
Yeah, I think what I got, probably got 3 or 4 at least coming up over the next month or so. Putting clinics are going good so far with Chris and Nicole, so those are good. Working on putting out a schedule for some encore stuff. I know Scott's really passionate about doing kind of a multi-time a week like just a 2-hour sesh. Let's get together with the pro. What do you want to work on type of thing? A little bit more of a open format where you're still getting that good, very close attention. But having somebody kind of monitor your practice habits, I think it's a really cool idea, real cool thought. It's a little, it's the non-traditional lesson. Get you out of the chair, get you moving around, type of thing, which is good. What else? What else we got, Scott? We got junior leagues filling up.
Junior league's filling up. Yeah, we're gonna caps going right now.
Yeah.
We're doing on-course cap, which is always fun because you get to really take what you learned in the dome and learn to apply it. And then you also see how many, thing that's always interesting, things that we take for granted that people just don't know, especially in this world where most of the practice for a lot of people is on a range. And I don't know. I feel like I grew up practicing on the course.
We had an awesome practice yesterday. And I'm sorry, we strayed off your itinerary. Fine. It was 80 degrees and perfect.
Yeah,
so we had to stray a little bit. So we go on the course and we set up. So the players would hit their tee shot, and then for their second shot, we put them in trouble, or we put them on bad lies, like side hill lies. And you should see how squirmy they get. Like we just assume, right? We assume that they know how to do it. You put them behind the trees, 130 yards out on the left side of one. Squirmy. I will say, my daughter had a shot better than I could ever dream. I'm like, are you just in the trees all the time or something? What's going on here? But yeah, no, it's really cool. It's really cool to see and like how they're processing. Yes, I have to keep it under this limb, but I have to have some type of control on it. I'm not just also have to have the perspective. If you're not comfortable with it, like get it back in play. Coach Small, when we talk to him, he always says with his players, he goes, as quickly as you got it out of play, get it back in play. Yeah. In those situations, like you'll create 6, 7, 8 much faster than a 5 if you just chip it out sideways or take on the easier route. So side hill lies too. Side hill lies get people. What's your theory on why do good players from a lie where the ball is below their feet, why do good players pull it and bad players tend to slice it?
I think good players know that it's supposed to go right and they guard against it.
Got it.
That's
that was an easy answer. See, look at that.
That would be it. But I think it has something to do with what club you're hitting to. If with the lie angle of the club, I think that could affect it too. But yeah, the main reason is just they know it. So
so they guard against it.
Yeah.
This all sounds like stuff that would help me break 85. We got to get that segment going, Andy.
Walk out of the office once in a while.
I know. I do have to get out of the office. Actually heading to Anaheim next week for a marketing conference. We are going to try to catch a comedy show one night, and it's the Comedy Store in L.A.
Oh, my God. That's
so
awesome.
The people that we know are going to be there so far
good.
Is Bobby Lee, comedian, David Spade, Howie Mandel. Like it's like a ton of throwback, but then it says mystery guest, so you could have some like higher profile person just show up, which would be pretty cool. But
some of those, when we've gone on some of those trips over the years, those open mic nights are either the worst thing you've ever seen or some of the funniest stuff. And we still tell the story of when we were in San Diego like 10 years and went to an open mic night, and there was like 6 of us in there. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. And then I've seen so many that have just bombed. So seems like a Mistwood tradition. Go if staff goes away, go to a comedy club.
We were told to go because they went last time. So
see,
it's a social media marketing world conference though, so we're gonna get a lot out of it, and hopefully we can bring more beyond podcasts.
Hi everybody. I don't know if you've learned about this AI thing, but it's really
100%
taking over.
That is what all these things are all about. It's almost exhausting, but I have to be engaged with it. So, but I still don't think there's anything better than the real deal, the personal experience.
Are you guys going to find your way to Disney at all?
I'm not allowed to. They think I like Disney too much that they're like, well, we don't know. You can get a discounted ticket for about $100. I'm all in on it. I'm game. Absolutely. Because I like going in and seeing all the detail of Disney and the inner workings and all that beyond the entertainment. And the cars, like Radiator Springs they built out there at Disneyland is super cool.
I'd put California Adventure up against anything. It's a good park.
I don't know. I might convince some people of it.
It's a good park. So
We'll see.
Oh, fun fact, that's right in the area where IHOP was founded. So make sure you hit an IHOP.
Probably an IHOP there.
Maybe you'll get a waitress or waiter to come
man.
up to your table in the first
Unlike the Orlando IHOP
11 minutes.
experience.
Oh, that's
Yeah. We went to IHOP and server did not show up for 10 minutes, so we kind of IHOPed out of there. We hopped
out of there to McDonald's.
Yep, across the way. But that's fun.
Yeah.
Man, travel. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. I won the lottery.
What?
The Savannah Bananas lottery for Wrigley Field.
Oh,
I did too. I was like,
What?
we did not.
I'm excited. I'm going to try to buy tickets coming up here. So that'll be fun. The kids are excited about it.
how long do you think that shtick lasts? A couple years?
It's worth so much money right now, and how do you keep it interesting? You talk about that with people who are influencers and stuff right now. How long does that last?
Yeah.
But this is a whole, banana land, and they're trying to keep building and building. But I mean, I don't know. I really like Jesse Cole, the guy behind it all. I do.
My son Casey was watching Golf Stereotypes, which was like an old video that Dude Perfect did, and gets done with the video, and you have those like letter boxes across. It said 85 million people watched that video.
Yeah.
I think that's how I found out about Dude Perfect.
Like, what?
Was that?
I mean, they've sustained
85. Yeah, that's
They
my
do a
point.
lot.
Like every time when you think it's going to run out in
10,
6
15
months, it
years.
just keeps going.
Fred Ridley saying that having Dude Perfect out at the Masters was a mistake.
Oh, I did see all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, kicking soccer balls down 11, throwing frisbees into 11 green, throwing torpedo footballs into 11 green. Like,
Yeah, that doesn't.
it's a little dicey.
We're talking you can't even kneel down, or you can't.
I want to know the member that set that up. Fred did not have the final say on that one.
Well, he's vanished like all the other people that get escorted out of there. You never see him again.
I would love to know the member, though. Come on. Like, tell me who that was that was like, what would be really cool for this place? Not enough people know about Augusta National, so I think we should have Dude Perfect out here. That would be great. Next, you're going to have, like, Bryson beat 50 thing, or what, break 50 thing. Yeah, that'd be perfect for Augusta, sure.
I will say I don't love the influence of the Masters this year. It felt a lot
heavy.
different. It was heavy. It felt a little different.
Yeah.
Like they all got in. They all get to go. And it's not so much the access. It's just I don't think it's that.
Gotcha.
I don't know, the pleasantry of it all.
I will say I do like, I saw something last night if we're going to influencer golf. I did like Bryson grabbed somebody from Good, and they just played two guys that challenged them. Like, oh, you guys think you're good? All right, let's go to your course. And they went and played them for 18 holes. It's kind of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, kind of fun.
That's fun.
Total sidebar.
All right. Well, Scott, thanks for sharing your memories. That's fun. Do it again next
Playing
year.
some golf today, huh? Yeah, you are.
Maybe.
Playing
We're
some
gonna
golf.
see.
And you're playing
Playing
golf?
Playing some golf
Got a
today.
little back injury going on.
He's playing
so
some golf.
What a lucky guy.
back injury and
Playing some golf.
poor putting.
All right. Well, thank you, Andy, as always.
Thank you.
And we will see all of you in just a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you next time.
Get in the cart.
Right at us.
The best in the business, Roger Cleveland.
Can't wait to get back to Chicago and Mistwood.
This is Party of Four, a Mistwood Golf Club podcast.